Hello, I'm Emmanuel Hales with United Green and Green America. We're bringing you Series 3 on our continuing episodes on the Recovery and Reinvestment Act and how those individuals on the ground level can get involved. The last two episodes, we talked about opportunities through the Recovery and Reinvestment Act, but now we need to talk about how do you actually get into those opportunities. We hear all the time about the money that's coming available, but how do we actually tap in at the ground level if we don't know grant writers and individuals of that sort? Well, we have to do it ourselves. So we're going to talk to you tonight about how to apply for a grant. Well, first of all, who can actually apply for grants? Well, government agencies, educational organizations, public housing, nonprofits and for-profit organizations, small businesses and individuals are all eligible to apply for grants. Now, when you're applying for these grants, the first thing you need to realize is grants are not gifts. These aren't free monies that the government's just giving away, even though you may think it is because you hear about all the funding that's coming available. You have to be very, very transparent, and you're going to be accountable for this money. These monies, again, I have to reiterate, are not gifts. They are payments for services, and you must make sure you fulfill the services that you go into contract with. If you fail to meet these services or the agreements in these contracts, you could be forced to pay this money back. And even worse than that, you could actually end up in prison. So we don't want that for any of us. So let's make sure if we apply for these grants and awarded funding that we do fulfill the obligations. Now, there are 5 things that your grant is going to be graded on when you apply for them. Number 1 is capacity. Do you have the ability to do what you say that you can do and do it in a timely manner? That's going to weigh very heavily. Number 2, does your program actually fulfill a need? And if it does fill that need, how does it fill that need? Again, no one's going to give you money if you can't do what you say you're going to do. Number 3, process. What is the process that you're going to put in place with your program? How does each step outline out? And how is your program better than other programs that are already out there? Number 4, leverage. What other funding is available and who else is working with you on your program? There have to be other resources and money tied in other than just the state and federal funding to make sure that your program is successful for years to come. Number 5, achieving results. What is the impact of your program? And what is the government or state's actually return on investment for investing in you and your program? Now, once you get this funding, you need to make sure that you truly understand the contract that you're signing again, because we don't want you to get in any trouble. And number 2, make sure you're able to perform the services that you say that you can perform. Now, when you're applying for these grants, there are some resources out there online that can help you. Other than just grants, there are also government contracts that are available. Now, if you go to federalbizops.gov, they have a listing of all government contracts that are available over $25,000. Now, back to the grants. Grants.gov gives a list of all available grants where you can actually download those opportunities, apply online for grants, and see a whole host of other resources. There are 26 grant providing agencies, and those are broken up into 21 categories. Now, in those 21 categories, those agencies can be kind of mixed and match numerous times. So you have to go through and look at everything. The biggest thing I would tell you is you have to enjoy reading. There's a ton of information in there that you can find. Basically, can answer any and every question you have, but you have to enjoy reading. All of those agencies also, when you go into it, whether it be Department of Education, Labor, Energy, Housing, and Urban Development, they all have resources also on their individual sites, both on the federal and state level that you can tap into, look at, and find out information on how to fill out this grant proposal paperwork so that you can position yourself to be awarded some of this funding. Now, there are also organizations like AmeriCorps organization, which is at AmeriCorps.org. Now, they have a VISTA program which offers assistance in writing grants. So if your organization actually needs help writing grants, there's individuals out there that do that. Now, I know they spent most of their funding up at this time, but they're receiving a second wave of funding starting in July. So now's a good time to go ahead and apply for that help. And again, that is AmeriCorps.org, and that's under the VISTA program. Not only do they help write grants, but they actually help write infrastructure for nonprofit organizations, as well as policies and procedures and a host of other resources, including for other funding resources. Now, the National Services Resources.org is another good site that offers, it is tied in with AmeriCorps, and offers a whole lot of additional information. Now, for you nonprofits out there, there's another site that I found that is an excellent resource, and that is npguides.org. Now, they have sample grants, sample proposals, and budgets for nonprofit agencies. Now, you can go on there and look at the formulas that they have and basically implement what you have into that formula. Kind of simple mathematics. If you know the formula, you can kind of put whatever numbers you want in there and come out with the answer to your equation. So, again, take advantage of these websites. Read, read, read. That is the key thing. If you read it, the answers are there. And investigate and ask questions for yourself. Again, my name is Emmanuel Hales with United Green and Green America. I want to thank you again for sitting through episode 3 and remind you also of our event on April 25th at the Hampton Roads Convention Center in Hampton, Virginia, where we'll be having the Virginia United Green Symposium and Conference. Everyone's welcome to come, and we hope to see you there. And if you have questions, you can always email us at info@virginiaunitedgreen.org. We're more than happy to answer your questions for you. And again, thanks for the continued support and efforts of the Green Job Alliance and Green for all they're doing. Thank you. Have a good night. See you next week. Bye-bye.